Welcome to Thrive Radio. I'm your host, Amy Montgomery, entrepreneur and digital marketing agency owner. Today, my guest is Tricia Morris. She's an inspiring entrepreneur in the beauty industry. Tricia's journey spans from her early days in retail to founding High End Beauty, a company that curates luxury products from around the world. She also is the creator of Eyetitude, a brand focused on emotional well-being inspired by the lotus flower, which we'll get into. Today, we'll explore how Tricia has introduced unique international brands to the U.S. market, her commitment to sustainability, her collaborations with top influencers. And whether you're passionate about beauty or entrepreneurship, this episode is filled with insights you won't want to miss. Tricia, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Amy. I
Yes,
love
I'm
sharing and I'm grateful to be here.
so excited for our conversation because you have been in this space for so long and what you've been doing is amazing. So, can you start a little bit about sharing your background and how you first became involved in the beauty industry?
Right. So in 2008, I was working with a few companies, distributors, and mainly sourcing for a few large retailers. I've always loved the beauty industry. I love trying new products. I love keeping on top of the newest trends and researching ingredients. And that's how I started.
It's amazing. And then you started to work with several companies selling directly to retailers. And what were some of the key lessons and experiences you gained during that time?
Oh boy. So I learned that it's great to work and get those purchase orders from those big retailers, but it's also can be the death of you. I've learned to not make it a big percentage of the business. That way you won't go out of business because the retailers buy from many vendors and they buy directly from many brands. And also, you don't have control of what's going to happen with that retailer as well. They restructure, they get bought out by maybe another large retailer. Maybe they file a Chapter 11. They don't pay the vendors when that happens. So it's great to have no, and as long as you know those things going into it, then it's great.
And so then how did you go into then selling on platforms like Amazon and Overstock and then shifting to e-commerce?
In 2009, I was invited by Amazon to be as a vendor to sell directly to them. And I wasn't going to turn that down. I was so excited at the time. I was one of the first vendors to sign up direct in the beauty department with them. And then after Amazon, then we did Overstock and a couple of what I don't know what happens if your email goes out, but we got invitations, several invitations. So we got Amazon US as a vendor, then they opened us up UK, which encompassed 5 European countries, then vendor to Canada, then we got Overstock. We were doing all of this at the same time.
That's insane.
Then from there, you had asked about how I did the retail shop. I was still working for that other company before opened up highandbeauty.com. And I noticed, I told you I was sourcing for these big retailers, but they had a room of returns from these big retailers that were never opened. The products were never opened. I guess maybe they overbought and so then they returned, which happens sometimes. And I said to the company, what are you doing with all these returns? And they said, we don't have any plans for them. And so I said, do you mind if I open up a shop, an online shop to put all this on there? It's a lot of money. And I did. And all of a sudden the company thought, oh, that's so cute. That's so cute that she's doing that. 3 to 6 months down the road, it's so cute. Now they want to copy. Now they want to take over. Oh, it's a really nice source of stream of income to add on there.
Let's talk a little bit about sourcing products and attending trade shows in the beauty industry specifically.
Okay.
How did those experiences shape your understanding of the industry and influence your approach to selecting products?
This is a great question because I actually started going to trade shows 16 years ago and I have not stopped. And I don't know how beauty distributors, I don't know how they stay in business if they don't attend any beauty trade shows because they're so valuable. I attend about at least 5 a year. One of them will be international, and then I do at least 4 throughout the year. But it's the one place that Well, for me, I meet my international brands now, but even before that, I'm learning about the newest products. I'm learning about the newest ingredients. I'm learning about what the newest trends are, the rules and regulations, because that's constantly changing on import and export and all that changes very quickly. Every day I find out, oh, Europe isn't allowing anything out of customs with these ingredients, so this has to be shipped back, or Canada, but I find out a lot of these things at these trade shows. I'm able to keep on top of all the products, bans and everything, packaging, eco-friendly.
So on the wholesale side, you work with international distributors and well-known brands. How did you navigate selling to different outlets like you mentioned spas and hair salons and e-com? How did you branch into all of those different areas?
So the brands themselves actually guide us. Each brand has their own vision on how they want to be perceived, where they want to be. And some brands some brands only want to be professional
Mhm.
for a certain amount of years, at least until they're branded. They're afraid that it's going to affect if they sell in certain spots, it's going to affect their reputation of not being a professional brand.
Mhm.
It gets very blurred because trying to explain it to people, yeah, but I saw that in Ulta,
Yeah,
or I saw that. They don't do that right away, or they shouldn't, because you don't want to be on the Ulta or Sephora shelf and then not move, because that's the kiss of death.
yeah,
But you could still, today, there was a time where a professional brand wasn't in Sephora or Ulta. Today, they beg to be in there. But some brands don't care where. They'll say, I just want orders. Some brands are like, I really just want to be, I have a skincare line. I thought it was a pro line. They said, no, we're mass market. I really want to just be in retail. So the brand themselves really guide us and tell us they know where they want to be and they know where they do not want to be. So it's
yeah.
up to us to navigate through that. And that's how we contacted our relations and our distributor partners and say, these brands want to get into the spas and salons. Can you help us do it?
It's so interesting that you say that about Ulta because I just spoke to a business owner. When he started, he was doing great and he had his products and had transformations, all of this. And he had his products in all these stores and they got pulled.
I was partners with a brand. It was a hair brand, Mitch Stone Essentials, and we launched. And within 6 months, we got into Ulta. And listen, first of all, when it was in there, they don't really support you in the marketing end. And my feeling was that the guy behind the brand should at least be rotating and going from the Ulta to
Mhm.
educate these people, because I said the people you got to talk to are the girls standing there. Because when the consumer walks in and they go, where's the Mitch Stone? Which is what I did. I walked into the Ulta store and I go, can you show me the Mitch Stone product? You know what they did? They took me to the Paul Mitchell shelf. And you know where I found the Mitch Stone hair care? All the way in the back of the store on the back shelf.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if those girls aren't educated, they don't even know. They're gonna tell you about a brand that they know. They're not gonna tell you about a brand they never heard of, even though it's in the store.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
So you launched High End Beauty and it focuses on hand-selected, unique, and high-end beauty products. What inspired you to start that venture and what sets High End Beauty apart from other beauty retailers?
So we had a lot, we still do, and I think more so during COVID when we were home, because I had always ignored all these requests from international brands reaching out, just from being really busy spying and selling what I was already doing, which was well-known brands. And at first I was just like, I've never heard of this brand. So I didn't even look at it, didn't read the story, nothing. But during COVID, everybody's home. So all of a sudden I'm able to spend a little bit more time in my emails. And I said to Gary, who's my associate, I said, this is really cool. Some of these brands are just, look at the story. I said, this is not going to be easy. And we're certainly not going to make any money on this end of the business for a while. I said, but think about how exciting that is. I don't really see anybody doing this, and would be helping them.
Yeah.
So I said, my idea is to really go through these brands, hand select them. Our pitch line is removing the chaos, right? We create order to chaos. So we don't want any brands to compete against each other, so that each brand we select is unique. And whether it's the story, whether it's the product. So we read the story. I look at the story behind the brand, the ingredients, make sure that they're not competing against anybody else that we're representing, ask for samples, check the products out, and then we go back and forth for a bit. And if we agree on their expectations and everything, then we move forward.
Let's talk about some of the brands that you're selling. And there are a lot of them are international brands. And I think that
Right.
not everybody knows what they are. And I can list some of them, but you're going to be able to pronounce them way better than I. How do you
Oh,
go
yeah.
about selecting the brands, and what's been the response from the US, like US consumers? And what are some of the things that maybe US consumers should know?
The US consumers get very excited. Americans love trying products from other countries. So they do love the opportunity, and also knowing that it's coming right from their country. We have Evan Swiss out of Switzerland, which is an unbelievable skincare line with at least 27 patents. We have this French men's line that goes back to the 1800s. They made the first men's brush, shaving brush, like to Napoleon. Just really great stories. We have a brand Solidu out of Lithuania, and these guys are so cool. And the products, they call it the No Waste Pro brand. All of their products are in like a soap. Their shampoo is in a soap, their conditioner is in a soap, which is really cool. You never have to worry about putting it in your carry-on when you travel. They're all little soaps. We have a great nail line out of Italy. We just took on Bondi Blades, a great woman's own brand out of Australia, which is like the little, takes like the peach fuzz off, but it's all eco-friendly, made out of bamboo.
Wow.
Um, yeah, she's doing phenomenal. And we're taking on a couple new brands this year as well that we're really excited about. One is a skincare brand that cracked anti-aging code that not even the big guys, the big corporations have been trying to crack this code with this ingredient that is in our body that we lose as we get older. For the last few years, they haven't been able to do it. They'll be able to figure it out, but the point is this doctor out of Korea figured it out first. So he's going to have a good 3 to 5 year leeway before it's in all the products. So we're excited about that one. Great. Masumi is a great headpiece hat line that sourced out of Italy and India. He developed the brand really because people that were undergoing chemotherapy, because it blocked out all the bad rays and everything. But because the pieces were so beautiful, it blew up in Dubai, and it's doing unbelievable in so many countries. I have a whole wardrobe of them. Oh my, there's a hair vitamin brand out of the UK that's doing phenomenal, that's all vitamins. So it's just really, we have some really great brands we're excited about. And when we partner with them, it's really about long-term relationships. I'm in it for the long haul as long as they are.
Yeah. One thing I loved when I went to your site, it just, everything was so natural.
Yes, that's what we
Yeah.
try. Now they changed that's another reason why the shows are important too. They're constantly changing this. What was considered, and the United States gets away with really saying things are like, let's say vegan when it's not really vegan. You can't do that in Korea. You can't do that in Europe. You have to actually, they can't put that on their label over there unless they abide by certain things. Here, they get away with a lot more here. The FDA, it's not as strict.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah.
So you focus a little bit on sustainability and cruelty-free products. Why are these values important to you, and how do you influence your product creation and business practices with sustainability?
We try our best to keep that. I'm sure if we look on our site, it's not 100%,
Hmm.
but we try our best to carry all sustainability, whether it's biodegradable. Um, As far as ingredients, it gets a little trickier because, like with Eyetitude, I always say nature, you take the best from nature and you take the best from science. Because sometimes natural isn't always great either. There's natural ingredients that aren't good for us. So it's really taking the ingredients from nature and also the ingredients, the best from science. Because I'll give you an example. An acne stick, right? I don't know an ingredient that's not a level. They say to be green, you can't have anything over 1, 2, and 3, right? 4 isn't terrible. So what are you trying to achieve? So you have feel good products, and there's products that will help remove wrinkles. If you want wrinkles to be removed, if you want dark spots to be removed, if you want acne to be removed, you're going to have to take the best from science and mix it with nature to be able to actually get a result. That's where it gets a little tricky there with the ingredients.
So let's talk about Eyetitude. What was your inspiration behind creating this line, and what does the name signify?
So Eyetitude was a vision of mine that started with the logo. And the logo means an eye on attitude, because if you look at the logo, the pupil is the lotus. And the lotus every night disappears into the muddy water. And I always think of it as struggling, right? So somehow that lotus struggles, even though it was in the mud all night. It's somehow every morning it rises and is a beautiful flower. And I thought to myself, you know what? We're us as human beings have that same opportunity every single day.
Yeah.
We can wake up and we can talk crappy to ourselves, and we can be crappy to other people, more so to ourselves, or we could wake up and choose to be different. And because the lotus really means renewing and a rebirth and beauty. And so for me, it really meant internally beauty. So let's fix ourselves. Eye on attitude first.
Yeah.
And what happened was in 2017, I was at the Women's Business Entrepreneurship Convention, and they wanted me to exhibit, and they said, we want you to have a product for Eyetitude. And I'm like, oh boy. So I only had a few months to do this. I was really blessed that I had a manufacturer that didn't normally private label, because he was really made products for doctors. And he said, I don't normally do that. I said, I'm in a really crunch. So he made me an instant eye fix, and he made me a retinol cream and a serum, a hyaluronic serum. Yeah.
It's so cool. And you really focus on building a trustworthy space for your consumers. We've talked about this a lot, and trust being very important and part of one of your main goals. What strategies do you employ to help support excellent customer service and support?
So everybody that works with me or is on my team has been with me long enough. And if they weren't, even if they were new, they know that that is the most important thing to me, because that's all, especially in this industry, not just this industry, I think every industry, there's the bad seeds out there that ruin it for whatever industry it is.
Oh, true.
And the only thing you got is your word.
Yeah.
So if I don't make promises that I can't keep. I'll say, like, we could set this goal, but I can't make any promises. Thankfully, I've never had the whole time I've been in business, I've never had somebody not do business with me because I didn't do something that I said I was going to do, or I was shady. It's so easy. Yes, there's many things that are out of our control, but if you communicate those things as soon as you know them and you don't hide anything, then that's how you build trust. You say,
Yeah.
oh, do you think I love delivering this news? No, I don't love delivering. When I find out something bad or there's a discontinued product and they were doing a sale on it, they were like paying for marketing on it, did I know that the manufacturer is going to discontinue the product?
Yeah.
But I will bend over backwards to make, whether it's whoever it is that I made an order with or whatever. I usually take the hit, is usually what happens. I take the hit because I'm trying to save the relationship. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah. When you're
Yeah.
business owner and you want to protect your relationships, yeah, you go above and
Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So can you share some of your success stories with us or milestones that you've had with high-end beauty or even Eyetitude? I know the Eyetitude
Yeah.
were.
High-end beauty's biggest success story when I think about high-end beauty is the fact that when I started, I had nothing. I had no money. I came out of a divorce, and all we really had was a Rolodex. And I was signing my name on a lease on a warehouse. We didn't make any money for the first year, but we're 14 years in on highendbeauty.com. And that for me, that is, and then this last year we've only grown every year. High End Beauty has only grown every year, even through COVID. So last year we did 4.2 million in sales, and this year we should be more than that. So that's High End Beauty. And then Eyetitude, when it was launched, I had somebody at the booth that loved the product. And then from there, they had me on Worldwide of Business with Kathy Ireland, they with the brand. And then our eye cream has come in 3 different years. Best No Crow's eye cream has come in. We got a Best Eye Cream award for 3 different years. And we've had several products in many publications like Vogue and Marie Claire and People and Shape. And so we've had a lot of great stuff happen.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It makes me so excited.
Yeah, it is exciting. And
It really
I
is.
love it. I love it.
Yeah. I love seeing people winning out there. And
Me too.
what do you think has been your truth that's gotten you this far in your journey?
I think that my truth is following my heart, which is not easy to do. And in following my heart, it makes me really, following my heart goes along with following and listening to my customers and my brands. I want to make them happy, and that makes me happy. So if I hear a customer that's depressed and I made them happy because we achieved what they were worried about, that to me is the best feeling. And when I know that I'm helping these international brands make some presence in the United States, that also helps me stay true to myself.
Yeah. If you were able to give yourself one piece of advice when you first started out, what would it be?
Slow down, grasshopper. It's saying I'm always jumping and leaping. And I think just to slow down and enjoy where I'm at the time. I
Yeah.
think we're always just running and trying to achieve one goal and then the other goal and trying to do. And ultimately, you end up where? So I still have to remind myself this from time to time, but I have gotten way better.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your expertise.
Thank, thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yeah, and I want to mention that I'll put all of your links down below, High End Beauty and Eyetitude, if anyone wants to check out your store. And it has just been a delight to have you come on and just really share your wins. It's so encouraging. It definitely is.
Thank you, Amy. And I love what you do. I can really respect, I love your podcasts and everything. It's very impressive.
Oh, thank you so much. And if you're listening, you want more information about this podcast and upcoming shows, you can visit acalltothrive.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.